So today we have the second installment of the mini-series. This one is titled Gemini, now that we're officially into the sign of Gemini. I want to clear something up with the mini-series, and it's that these boxes are not intended to be puzzle stumpers for your friends and family. The point of this miniature series is to show you tips and tricks on very specific mechanisms that you can incorporate into larger boxes. So for this particular box, the objective is to just pass the axle straight through the whole box. But you can imagine in a larger build, you pass the axle through and it unlocks a button or it pushes a slider. Or in the case of the modded Ben's Locker, it allows you to move particular bricks that you wouldn't otherwise be able to move. Okay, let's start assembling Gemini. So we're gonna start with this 4x4 plate, and we're gonna put a 1x2 jumper right here. Next, a 1x2 tile, and then a 2x4 tile, and a 1x4 plate. That's gonna be the base. And then for the first slider, it's this one here, we have a 1x2 brick without the center stud, a 1x2 Technic brick with 2 holes, and connecting the 2 bricks, we have a 1x2 plate, and then a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 plate. This could also be a 1x4 if you don't have those particular pieces, but I kind of like the color of having just a variety of different colors, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. And then I topped it off with 2 1x2 tiles. So this is gonna sit right on that jumper plate. And what this allows you to do is just slide the one without the center tube, slide this piece back and forth. Now, I'm apologizing in advance that this one has a lot of Technic pieces. It's just kind of the nature of this puzzle. They don't all have to be the axle ones. They can be the ones that have holes. So if you have those, feel free to substitute that, but just the nature of this particular mechanism, you need a lot of Technic bricks. So for the second one, this one has 2 1x2 bricks with the, again, it can either be the axle hole or it can just be a regular hole. And then this one I did use a 1x4 plate. So you connect them with the 1x4 plate, a 1x1 tile on each end. And then for this one, I used another jumper. So this kind of allows half movements because the jumper plate is in the center of this tile. So this one on top should be able to slide back and forth. And that one we're gonna set just directly behind that first row. It's gonna be loose now, but the roof will help secure it in. For this third one, I have a 1x1 brick, a 1x1 brick on the other side, and a 1x2 Technic brick with the axle hole. This also has a 1x4 plate attaching it all. I'm gonna take these pieces off to show you. Like that. And then we're gonna put a 1x2 tile, a 1x1 plate, and a 1x1 tile. So this 1x1 plate will actually act differently than the 1x2 jumper, just because it's in a different spot. So the jumper is in the middle, and this one's just shifted over a half step to the right. So these bricks, or this entire set of bricks, will move slightly differently than this one, which is what we want. We want the user to have to be able to manipulate them so that they all are aligned. So we're just gonna put that tile right in the middle so that those 2 sets of tiles line up. This is another technique that I use frequently in my builds, is I have these slider pieces on top and then I secure them in with the roof. So they actually stay put, and it's just the other piece underneath moving back and forth. So for our last one, we have two 1x2 bricks. These are separate. One with 2 holes and one with 1 hole. And then similar to that first one, I connected them with just these colorful pieces. If you don't have these, again, feel free to substitute, but it's just a 1x1 plate, a 1x2 plate, and a 1x1 plate. And then we're gonna top those off with 2 1x2 plates, just to give it a little bit more color. And we're gonna put that on that last row right there. So if you can see, the only ones with actual studs are this back row here. And next we're going to put what I call the roof on. We'll put a 1x4 plate, another 1x4 plate, and then just move these 1x2 plates to the side, like that. And that will keep those 1x2 tiles in place. And it will also allow those bricks underneath to slide freely. And then we're gonna top it off with a 4x4 plate. And then just decorate the top with these tiles. So there you have it, there's Gemini. And now we're gonna solve it. So I think people's first inclination is to shift this first one over to line up those first 2 holes. And then if you line up this third one like that, that takes you to a spot where you have the first 3 lined up, but they're being blocked by this little divider between those 2 holes. So that's not the correct solution. What you want to do instead is actually leave this first one stationary. You push the second one over slightly, and then this third one is going to shift over in this direction to where, if I pass my hand behind it, you can see it's cleared a pathway for the axle to pass through. Like that. This technique was used in the modded Benjamin Franklin's locker. So check that out, see how you had to align those axles in order to shift that brick outwards. There you have it, Gemini. Let me know if you have any ideas for future builds for the mini series. All right, see you guys next time.